Lecture 1, Unit 66. Today we are going to study the adjective afraid followed by to plus the base form and the adjective afraid followed by of plus verb plus ing. To is an infinitive, so it is supposed to be followed by the base form. And of is a preposition, and prepositions are always followed by nouns or verb plus ing. Afraid to do and afraid of doing. I am afraid to do something means I don't want to do it because it is dangerous or the result could be bad. Here, the situation is that the person controls the action in the infinitive or in the base form. It is the person who chooses whether to do or not. It is an intentional action. It is an intentional action done by the person. The person is afraid to do something because this will lead to consequences which are sometimes bad or dangerous. So we use afraid to do for things we do intentionally or we can choose to do them or not. For example, this part of the town is dangerous. People are afraid to walk. To walk here is the base form. People are afraid to walk, and walking is their choice whether to do or not. They are afraid to walk. That's why they don't know. They might face certain problems there in that place. So James was afraid to tell his parents what had happened. James is afraid to do action because this action, or that is to tell his parents what had happened, may lead to problems, to consequences. If the person wants to speak about his fear of something, of the consequences themselves, then the person uses of. So I am afraid of something happening. It is possible that something bad will happen, for example, an accident. And here the situation after the preposition of is accidental, means consequences happening to the person from external sources. It is not in the person's hand or in the person's choice. We don't use afraid of plus verb plus ing for things we do intentionally, for things we control. It is for things, we don't use it for things we choose. It happens accidentally. The path was icy, so we walked very carefully. We were afraid of falling. No person chooses to fall. I don't like dogs. I am always afraid of being bitten. Nobody goes near the dog and choose or think of being bitten. Being bitten is something external. The dog might bite the person. It is not the person who chooses to be bitten. So you are afraid to do something because you are afraid of something happening. You are afraid of consequences, of results. I was afraid to go near the dog because I was afraid of being bitten. To go near the dog is something controlled by the person, but being bitten is not controlled. It is accidental. It is external. Now we are going to study interested in plus verb plus ing and interested to do. Interested in plus verb plus ing. Here in is a preposition and prepositions are followed by verb plus ing. And we use this form to express our interest or to say that we like to do something. I am interested in doing something means I am thinking of doing it and I would like to do it. I like to do it. I prefer to do it. Let me know if you are interested in joining the club. So the person here is interested in joining the club. He plans to join the club and he is interested in joining the club. I tried to sell my car, but nobody was interested in buying it. Nobody was interested in buying it. In is a preposition and buying it. Buying is a verb plus ing. Here the function is used to express interest that a person plans, think of something and would like to do it. We use interested to, on the other hand, to say that somebody reacts to what they hear or see or read, learn, know, find. This is the interest here is a reaction for the verbs of perception such as hear, see, read, learn, know, find. We always find after two verbs of perception: hear, see, read, learn, know, and find. For example, I was interested to hear it. I heard it and it was interesting for me. My reaction to hearing it is that I was interested. I was interested to hear that Tanya has left her job. Here, interested is followed by to plus the base form. Ask Mike for his opinion. I would be interested to know. Here, again, know is a verb of perception. It follows the infinitive to, and it is in the base form. What he thinks. Ask Mike of his opinion. I would be interested to know what he thinks. It would be interesting for me to know. The verb here is a verb of perception, and it is in the base form after the infinitive to. This structure is the same as surprised to, glad to. We have here other adjectives followed by to and plus base form. For example, I was surprised to hear that Tanya has left her job. Now we move for sorry to and sorry for or about. Sorry to is followed by base form, by infinitive. To is an infinitive, and what comes after to is the verb in the base form. In the case of sorry for or about are prepositions, and the prepositions are followed by verb plus ing or nouns. We use sorry to say we regret something that happens. For example, I was sorry to hear. Sorry here is a reaction for hearing. To hear made the person react by being sorry. Nikki lost her job. I was sorry to hear that Nikki lost her job. I was sorry when I heard that Nikki lost her job. I have enjoyed my stay here. I'll be sorry to leave. Here, being sorry is a reaction to the verb in the base form, to leave. We also say sorry to apologize at the time we do something. I am sorry to phone you so late, but I need to ask you something. Imagine that you have phoned your friend so late and you started the phone call like this. I am sorry to phone. While phoning, you are saying, I am sorry. You are expressing that you are sorry to do that thing. While doing the action, you say, I am sorry. You can use sorry for or sorry about after doing the thing, after doing the action. To apologize for something you did before. I am sorry for or about shouting at you yesterday. Imagine that you shouted at your friend yesterday and in the next day you decided to say sorry. So you say, I am sorry for or about plus verb plus ing. So we use for or about prepositions plus verb plus ing after sorry to apologize for something happened before in the past. You can also say, I am sorry I shouted at you yesterday. Means, I am sorry that I shouted at you yesterday. You can leave out a preposition for or about plus verb plus ing and use a full or complete form of that clause, that plus I plus verb plus complement. So you say, I am sorry I shouted at you yesterday. We say, I want to do. Here we have certain verbs followed by to. For example, I want to do. I would like to do. Want and would like are followed by to plus the base form. But the verb think is followed by of and the verb plus ing. And the verb dream is followed by of plus the verb plus ing. I failed to do. The verb failed here is followed by to plus the base form. But the verb succeeded is followed by in plus verb plus ing. In is a preposition and prepositions are followed by verb plus ing. I allowed them to do. The verb allowed here is followed by to, and to is an infinitive and it is followed by the base form. But I prevented them from doing. The verb prevented here is followed by the preposition from, and the preposition from is followed by the verb plus ing. As well, I stopped them from doing. The verb stopped here is followed by from the preposition, and the preposition is followed by verb plus ing. So here at the end we have a summary of the whole unit. You can review it. Thank you. Let's move for unit 67. See somebody do and see somebody doing. The verb see here is followed by an object, and the object is followed by the base form without to, the verb in the base form without to, and sometimes followed by verb plus ing. Study this example situation. Tom got into his car and drove away. You saw this. You can say, I saw Tom get into his car and drive away. Here, the person who speaks here saw the complete action from the beginning to the end. In this case, the person uses the base form after the verb so. Whether the verb so is in the present, in the past, in any tense, what comes after it is the base form without to. In this structure, we use get or drive or do, not to get or to drive or to do. What comes after the verb so? Here is the base form without to. Remember this. I saw somebody do something. But after a passive form, we are supposed to use to plus the base form. If the verb see is in the passive, then we can use to plus the base form. Study this example situation. Yesterday, you saw Kate. She was waiting for a bus. You can say, I saw Kate waiting for a bus. You came across Kate and saw her waiting for the bus. You did not see the complete action. You saw part of the action. In this structure, we use verb plus ing. Somebody was doing something and I saw this. I saw somebody doing something. Here the verb saw in the past, but still the verb after the object. Here is verb plus ing. Regardless the main verb, which is so, whether it is in the present or in the past or in any tense. Study the difference in meaning between the two structures. I saw him do something. He did something. Past simple, and I saw this. I saw the complete action from the beginning to the end. He fell off the wall, and I saw this. I saw him fall off the wall. The accident happened. Did you see it? Did you see the accident happen? I saw him doing something. He was doing something, past continuous, and I saw this. I saw him when he was in the middle of doing this, of doing it. This does not mean that I saw the complete action. He was walking along the street. I saw him walking along the street. I saw this when I drove past in my car. Sometimes the difference is not important and you can use either form. I have never seen her dance or I have never seen her dancing. Here the person is asking about the action itself, whether she danced or not. Whether she did part of the action or complete action means she did the action. She danced. We use this structure, we use these structures with see and here and a number of other verbs. We have about 5 verbs related to such kinds of structures of this form, like the verbs let, hear, feel, see, make. These verbs are followed sometimes by the base form, or in some cases they are followed by verb plus ing. I didn't hear you come in. Here we have the verb here and it is followed by the base form. You came in and I didn't hear this. Complete action. Liz suddenly felt somebody touch her on the shoulder. Felt, the verb here felt, and it is followed by the base form. Did you notice? The verb here notice. Anyone go out. Here go is the base form. I could hear it raining. The verb hear is followed by the verb plus I and G. Here the person is hearing the part of the action. The person hears part of the action. The missing children were last seen playing. Here the verb seen is followed by verb plus ing. Listen to the birds singing. Here listen is followed by the verb plus ing. Can you smell something burning? Here the verb smell is followed by verb plus ing. I found Sue in my room reading. Here the verb found is followed by the verb plus ing. At the end you can read the summary and review it. Thank you.